Ain't no half Steppin Marcus J. Everybody get mad at me because Dirty Part just came on, but I gotta end the show, man. I tell you what, Grizz, you get to do Grizzy's Gripes over Dirty.
Oh yes,
Grizzy's Gripes. What you got?
Baby, I'm gonna give it to you raw. Look, folks, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna do a Joe Biden. Folks, listen, pay attention, understand. I'm gonna talk about this election until this election is over, until January 2013, I'm in D.C. freezing my butt off while he take the over office and the inauguration. I'm talking about Barack Obama. Look, in Virginia, it's 47-47. In Ohio, he's up by 2 points. In Ohio, there is a billboard that is strategically placed in hoods. I ain't gonna be, in hoods. Every city in America got a hood in it. But usually who occupies the hood? And in that billboard, it really says voter fraud is a 3-year sentence, 3.5-year sentence with a gavel and some exorbitant fine. Why? Why you didn't put that in Euclid, Ohio, or Westlake, Ohio, in the suburbs of Cleveland? You put it, whoever paid for it, out of his own pocket. And trust me, you know people got certain deep pockets. They put that in there to intimidate. That's no different than when you go to the voting booth down south and they tell you count how many jelly beans are in the jelly bean jar before you vote. That's no different. Or they come around your neighborhood and pretty much they got a sheet over their head back in the 1870s. And say you can't come out and vote. That's the truth. If you don't believe me, look it up. So it's just no different in 2012. They just can't do it the way they want to do it. They got to do it to where it's more aesthetically pleasing for the media and the political correctness way. And matter of fact, they doing it because they can't get away with it like they used to. When I say they, I don't like using pronouns. You know what I'm talking about, you racist. You know what I'm talking about. And it's a damn shame that people are not peed off about it like me. And how overtly, not even how blatant it is. You trying to take people off the rolls in Florida. Republicans. Why? You're not sitting there with voter fraud at what? 1%, 2% of federal cases, state cases or whatever. Now all of a sudden it's 2012. There's a big hullabaloo about voter fraud. Y'all not fooling me. When I go to vote, rest assured I'm going to be in there proud and can't wait for somebody to tell me I can't. Can't wait because I'm going to take a charge that day, y'all. That's Grizz.
Grizzy's Gripes, ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're going to go ahead and move on. Everybody's going to get the opportunity to go around the room and say what they want. It's time for Carlton's Corner.
You know what? It's not unusual for me to have something funny, realistic, trifling. I don't know what I'm going to say today. I'm going to say it like this. I love each and every one of y'all. In case you missed it, Big Rube, earlier, Marcus was confused for Terrence Howard. So I just need to let you know that so when you listen to the tape, you understand what that was all about. Other than that, people have fun. Watch the debate tonight. Enjoy it. Take notes. The best part of the debates, watching everybody's Facebook status update because that stuff is hilarious. All right, it's comedy. So I'm ready to go ahead and get off the mic so I can get ready to go and check that out. Peace.
Carlton's Corner.
Peace, Carl.
That was good because it's true. Because we're going to be running the hell up out this door when we finish. Big Rube, it's time for the smash, brother. Smash him.
You know, I had two things on my mind today. I'm going to be brief, so I'm going to do it real quick. The first thing is, why is it so important when you decide you don't want to be somebody's friend or you break up with them? It ain't really real until it's a Facebook deletion. Really? Facebook has taken over our world. So if I don't want to be your friend no more, Marcus J, I'm going to delete you from my Facebook.
So that's how I know?
I mean, I guess, even though it doesn't tell you that you've been deleted, I guess when you go look for me, I ain't there. That means I don't like you no more. People, that is the dumbest ish ever in life. When a social media program determines whether you like somebody or determines your life then you got other issues other than the election, other than all this other stuff going on in the world. You got personal issues. Get over it. And number two, it's kind of sad that people these days just don't understand other people. In my work environment, I deal with people like this on a consistent basis. Text messaging is not life. And I know I've talked about this before, but if you get capital letters on your text message, that doesn't mean they're screaming. That just means they didn't know how to take the caps lock off. I mean, what happened to social skills when I can sit here and call somebody, yo, I don't like you no more, we out, or hey, we cool, let's hook up. I mean, really, your booty call is now a booty text. Really, your hey, can we hang out today? It's a text giving you permission to see if can I talk to you for a second? I mean, I gotta text you to talk to you? What kind of dumb ish is that? People. I know social skills is a lost art, and I know it's hard to learn it these days, but Facebook and text messaging ain't it. Get over yourselves. Get over technology. How about you actually pick up the phone and call somebody? You might get a better reception. This is Big Roo, the Smash. I'm out till next week.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Of course, I'll take the final word. Want to thank everybody who listened to us tonight. Peace to Hakeem. Peace to my homegirl, the Republican that I've been blogging with. She didn't know that she'd be on the show, so I won't call her out by name. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to say peace to all the people in College Park. I want to say peace to all the people in Jersey. I see you down there in ATL. We got you in Phoenix. I want to say peace to everybody that listened to us. A special thanks to your man, Jay Grizzy Green, for being with us tonight in the studio. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and end the show. Grizzy, of course, stole a little bit of my thunder for my rant, but that's all right because I'm going to take a little bit of a different turn on it. And unfortunately, unlike Big Rube, I will not be brief. Normally, I end the show by proclaiming my rant had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And occasionally, it isn't the case, as I have more to say on a subject that, we talked before about. Today just happens to be one of those days. We talked a lot about the debates and the election cycle in 2012 and the candidates and what we liked, what we didn't like. And every week, I typically leave you with a word on voting. But tonight, I really want to leave you with a note on voting. You get a lot of people that say, quote, why vote? Doesn't really matter. They're going to do what they want to do anyway, end quote. It's hard to debate that position when you consider that President Bush was the first modern day president to be selected by the Supreme Court, when in 2000, the controversy in Florida caused the entire election process to be called into question. We know the history. Al Gore won the popular vote. President Bush won the election. But for me, the desire to vote, the need to vote, the responsibility to vote runs much, much deeper. Now, many of us know the history of this country, but how many of us really know how deep the hatred and the suppression antics of some in this country go? Voter intimidation, burning down folks' property as a deterrent to showing up at the polls. Voter suppression, making it so unnecessarily difficult that some would rather not even bother. And another example of voter intimidation, publicly making the voter count how many bubbles are in a bowl of soapy water, knowing there's no logical way any person could actually get an accurate number. This stuff actually happened, y'all, for real. And murder, anybody remember the case of the Mississippi civil rights workers who were lynched? The names were James Earl Chaney, Andrew Goodman, Mickey Schwerner. On the night of June 21st, 1964, they were shot and burned and intimidated and threatened and beaten by members of the Mississippi White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Chaney, Goodwin, and Schwerner's murders sparked national outrage and spurred the signing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Their story is in the history books, and many of us know their names, but their story is more common than you may think. They made a movie about it, Mississippi Burning. Some people may have seen it. It was about those guys. So after the events of the civil rights movement, the act of intimidation and voter suppression has taken a more ominous turn. Many detractors will tell you it's minorities with their paranoia and liberals with their talking points. To those people, I give you Republican House Majority Leader Mike Turzai, who affirmed the new voter ID law, saying that they will, quote, allow Mitt Romney, end quote, to win the state of Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania state officials have since stipulated that there have been no cases of voter fraud in the past decade. Voter ID law has been blocked in Pennsylvania, at least for this election cycle, but it may come back up. The Virginia State Board of Elections has warned residents that some Virginia voters, particularly the elderly, blacks, and Latinos, are receiving phone calls from unidentified individuals informing them that they can vote over the phone. This information, of course, is false. Officials are also investigating reports from callers in black and Latino radio stations in Florida that they have received warnings over the phone that election officials will be checking car insurance and registration status at the polls. We've even had instances of black preachers telling their congregations not to vote for President Obama over a single issue. Now, I'm sure with a little bit of digging, you'd find that some of them preachers are on somebody's payroll and their antics are related to some sort of voter suppression. You would think if voter fraud was really an issue, seriously really an issue, that Democrats would have raised the issue in 2000 after the selection of President Bush. They didn't, because it wasn't an issue then, and it's not an issue now for any other reason other than to make it more difficult for some people to vote, plain and simple. I gave you several examples of voter suppression and intimidation. So to my fair-minded, honest brothers and sisters of all races, demographics, ages, and political parties, I ask you, if your vote really didn't matter, why do some go through all this trouble to keep you from exercising it? Consider this. There are more registered Democrats than there are registered Republicans. That's a fact. You can look that up. So if they can get some Democrats not to vote, regardless of how they get them not to vote, do you think it would give them a better chance of winning this election? Just a little something to think about between now and election day. That's the Murr. Marcus's unrelated rant that had pretty much this night, had everything to do with what we talked about tonight. So my usual tagline doesn't apply. But that's the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for listening to us. Real talk. It's because of the listeners at Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J that we are the highest rated show on globalscaleradio.net. And we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hit us up on the fan page. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J on Facebook. Hit us up on Twitter. Help me out, big wheel.
NOHLFSTEPPIN.
My Twitter family is hating me right now because I always forget them. Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J on Facebook and on Twitter. And pretty soon you're going to be able to get us on your smartphones. Just give me a little bit of time to figure that out. I want to say peace to all the stars and all the squares. All right? Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. In the words of Bob Marley, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. It's a lot of thirsty ass fools walking around voting the wrong way. Marcus J. Ain't No Half Steppin'. We'll be back next week, same time, same www.globalscaleradio.net. Marcus J. Ain't No Half Steppin'. Be back next week. Peace.